Hi, I'm R.J. Post, author of the Greenwood Mystery Series and compulsive juvenile fiction series collector. Remember how much fun it was riding around Bayport on motorcycles, peeking into old mills and zipping around Barmet Bay in the Sleuth? Or maybe you spent your childhood tooling around River Heights in a blue roadster, looking for old clocks and peering into the windows of mysterious bungalows. Whether you grew up reading the Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew, you probably thought your series of choice was the real deal and nothing else would do. You may or may not know that the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew, along with Tom Swift, Kay Tracy, and the Dana Girls, were created by the Stratemeyer Syndicate, which was a book packaging company that sold these series to publishers like Grosset and Dunlap, Couples and Leon, and other publishers. As an adult, I collect some of those other series created by Edward Stratemeyer, as well as the Hardys and Nancy. But lately, I've been getting into a number of series produced by a company called Whitman. You may know Whitman Publishing from the highly collectible Big Little books, or the Little Golden Books and Gold Key comics produced by its parent company, Western Publishing. But Whitman was also responsible for many juvenile series similar to those produced by the Stratemeyer Syndicate. If you're into collecting juvenile series fiction like me, some of these Whitman series are worth a look. Let's start with one you've probably heard of, the Brains Benton series. Barclay Brains Benton and Jimmy Carson run the Benton & Carson International Detective Agency from a secret lab located above Brains' parents' garage. The stories are told Sherlock Holmes style, with Jimmy, codenamed Operative 3, narrating in the style of Dr. Watson. Although Brains and Jimmy are younger than the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew, the writing of this series is actually a bit more sophisticated, with a whimsical homespun quality that doesn't take itself too seriously. They're fun books and well written. The 3 volumes in the Walton Boys series are some of the best researched juvenile series fiction I've ever read. Author Hal Burton was a reporter for the New York Daily News, whose resume also included service in the 10th Mountain Division during World War II and promoting skiing in the Adirondacks. So this guy really knew his stuff. That skiing background really shines in the first in the series, Gold in the Snow. You could practically use Gold in the Snow as a how-to for skiing and other winter sports. But Burton manages to impart the information without a data dump in sight. The second installment, Rapids Ahead, gives a similar treatment to the topics of canoeing and camping. In the third volume, In High Country, brothers Bert, Ed, and Howard visit a ranch out west, and the book rings with an air of authenticity that the Hardy Boys installment, The Secret of Wildcat Swamp, which has a similar setting, just can't match. Whitman also published a series of authorized TV adventure books about the size, shape, and length of the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew series, but featuring characters from popular television shows and movies. Patty Duke and the Adventure of the Chinese Junk, for instance, is based on characters from The Patty Duke Show, which ran from 1963 to 1966 on ABC. The book does a good job of faithfully recreating the characters from the TV series while placing them in a different setting and a story that can fill 190 pages. I have other authorized TV adventures in my collection based on the series Maverick and Combat, but I haven't had a chance to read those yet. If you like reading the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew books, or watching TV shows like Nancy Drew and Riverdale, you'll enjoy my Greenwood Mystery series. Gordon, Gus, Sierra, and Holly solve mysteries in their hometown of Greenwood, New York, overcoming ghosts and gangsters along the way. And it wouldn't be high school without some romantic entanglements to complicate matters. If you like ghostly lakes, haunted hotels, and mysterious theaters, plus lost fortunes and hijacked gold, you'll love the Greenwood Mysteries. Find them at rjpostauthor.com and on Amazon and barnesandnoble.com. I'll put links in the description below. When collecting Whitman titles, you'll find that the condition of the books themselves isn't as good as most of the Stratemeyer or Grosset and Dunlap books. The Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew books were generally printed on higher quality paper. The paper in the older Whitman titles is more likely to be discolored and brittle, so keep that in mind. Some of the Whitman books from the 1960s have matte picture covers, which are still in good shape, but you'll find the cellophane peeling off many of the Whitman books published with glossy covers. The physical condition probably makes the Whitman books less valuable as collectibles, along with the fact that they were just never as popular to begin with. But I'm no expert. My advice is to collect what you like, pay what it's worth to you, and you'll never be disappointed. For more on this subject, read my blog post at rjpostauthor.com. And remember, keep reading.